Ooh, welcome back to the Arch Plays with Starbuck Ransom.
That's round for not a vampire.
Yeah. Um, so the She-Ra Netflix series came out recently.
Oh, I didn't know it was on Netflix.
Is it Netflix? Yeah, it's
Mhm.
Netflix. The She-Ra Netflix thing by DreamWorks came out recently, and remember, this is one of those shows that everybody was super pissed about for no reason because they're idiots.
Yeah, because it didn't look exactly like their.
It doesn't look exactly like the old. It's not gonna look exactly like the old She-Ra. If anything, you should be happy because it looks like Avatar, The Last Airbender, not the James Cameron movie.
Yeah. I mean, some people liked it.
James Cameron.
Yeah. Yeah, and it also makes more sense for a young warrior girl to look like that rather than, basically like cover up as little as possible.
So you have zero historical relationship with She-Ra or the He-Man universe, right?
Nope, except for the fact that, apparently they existed in a time long before me.
Yeah. Okay. So my perception was always that He-Man was dumb because He-Man is a dumb name, and he's wearing furry panties. That was my original perception of He-Man.
There you go.
Ugh.
Like, is that still your perception of He-Man?
Alright, so that was my original perception of He-Man. And then I saw the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe remake cartoon from like 2002, 2003-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It only had 2 seasons, but it was freaking incredible. It was super high effort. I remember that at the time. And I double remember that at the time because high effort was not how I thought about things at the time. At least not that term. But it felt that way, and I had to... It's the nearest thing that I can say to capture the feeling that I had about the show. And it made me actually take He-Man halfway seriously, as opposed to the garbage that I had previously thought of it as. Because it's a toy franchise with hundreds of nearly identical toys with dumb names.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, Skeletor is fine. Skull-faced guy, Skeletor. That's a decently respectable name. But, like, they would have... what's an example of a really dumb name? They would always have something where it's, like... Alright, here's a great example of a dumb name. Huntor.
That sounds like someone's trying to do, like, Attila the Hun.
It feels like a parody.
Yeah.
Huntor.
Yeah, no. I'm not doxing myself.
There we go. Continue.
Only me? You were the one talking.
Well, you said, I feel... Alright, so you said, I feel called out, and then I said something that we cut out. And... now we're back to... He-Man? Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah. Now we're back at the start.
Alright, so... He-Man always felt hokey and dumb until this remake made me take it seriously. It felt actually cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Masters of the Universe was an appropriate title for it, but whatever. So, He-Man takes place in, like, a semi-fantasy world that also happens to have cyborgs. So, the bad guy is Skeletor, and he has a floaty skull face. But his boss is a ghost who's also a vampire who's also a robot. And he's kind of the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But you don't find that out for a really super long time. Anyway. There's a bunch of kind of robot people that are also, like, I distinctly remember the animation promo being He-Man fighting this guy he has a name like Lockjaw or something like that, with a giant mechanical arm, and he looked really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was the setting, though, for as cool and schizotic as that is, also felt a little bland, weirdly, in that the world felt like it was divided in half, and there's evil guys on this side and good guys on this side, and they're just kind of doing stuff.
That's not a very good look.
Whew. That was close.
Yeah, gotta run to that star.
Got him. And they would just, like, the evil kingdom and the good kingdom would just be, like, trading shots back and forth. And nobody was making any progress, and there was not really any stakes, because He-Man and all of his friends were all, like, crazy powerful compared to the evil guys.
Yeah, it kept very close to its status quo.
Yeah. And honestly, it had more status quo than Power Rangers.
What?
Right?
How? What?
That was my feeling at the time, is that it had more status quo than Power Rangers. There's a second star here that we just never got? What the fuck?
Hey, ask yourself, mister, I want to get through this game as fucking quick as possible, because fuck this game.
Yeah, fuck this game. Anyway. Oh, nope. Okay, I'll try it once.
It looks fun. This one I actually don't remember.
I remember this level being fucking bullshit and taking me like 4 hours.
That must be an exaggeration, because none of our things have lasted 4 hours.
I cite you the Trash Man.
That did not last us 4 hours, but that did take for fucking ever.
How long do you think it took me the first time?
I don't know. Edit the episode and we'll find out. So you're talking about He-Man, She-Man, She-Ra?
Yeah, He-Man is also a very memeable name. Like,
It is.
He-Man, She-Man?
Yeah, right?
By the power of Gay Skull. Anyway. Well, then I went back and looked a little bit at the first cartoon. And the first cartoon looks like double trash. It's like from the generation of Transformers before Transformers was any good, and people are inexplicably nostalgic for it, and I don't understand why. Is it just because this was a toy you played with? Like, fuck, man. It's so bad.
It definitely looks extremely low quality.
Yeah.
Like, I've only seen, like, little, like, snippets and, like, you know, the whole He-Man meme picture, so, and it just looks like, yeah, no, this is not from something that anyone would call, like, Sakuga, or anything resembling, like, Sakuga-esque.
It was like the 60s or 70s Spider-Man cartoon. We judge you, very brave. Where's the star? Where's the star?
Well, talk to the other ones and ask them what the fuck's up. See, I told you. And you were all like, oh, this one hard. That's what you sound like.
There was like a get all coins run or something like that. It's gonna be the comment for this level.
I'm sure.
That's the one that I hated. Anyway, it was super low quality, I thought. And then, all of a sudden, I saw, like, that there was She-Ra, okay? And I'm like, this is dumb, but this is, like, a late-night public access channel. Let's watch an episode and make fun of it. And then it turns out that She-Ra is from an alternate universe that it's like Counter-Earth. It's a parallel to the planet that He-Man takes place on. And not only has their bad guy, their Skeletor equivalent, Hordak, not only has he won easily, and he won decades ago. And so the world is drowning in like, extremely powerful robots.
See if we've got enough to get the stuff that we wanted.
And She-Ra is fighting an essentially hopeless battle, trying to push back the darkness when the darkness has totally consumed the planet. It's like, if you've ever seen the good Sonic the Hedgehog TV series from the 90s, not The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, but Sonic Sat-Am, we have both of them. In the first episodes, Robotnik tortures someone to death.
I'm telling you nothing about nothing, Robotnik.
Yeah. It's like that universe, where it's completely consumed by machinery, but even further along than that. And it felt like there were narrative stakes, and She-Ra and her friends were like barely hanging on in one of the few pockets of forestry that there are left, and they can't defend the forest too much, or it'll be clear that that's where they live, and the entire armed force of the planet will descend on them from all directions.
Now, are you sure you're not remembering this like you remember Dexter's Lab?
No, I saw She-Ra in like 2011, something like that. I didn't watch the whole series because it's still a decently hokey cartoon from that era, but just the setting part of it was cool. And then immediately after that was Brave Star. And if you know anything about Brave Star is fucking rad. It's also kind of like America's Circle Jerk a little bit, because Brave Star is from the planet Texas. They have a gun safety episode in which a kid accidentally shoots himself and he dies.
Oh my.
They also had a really interesting episode on racism that I did wind up watching. Whatever, we'll talk about Brave Star at a future date. I just wanted to get out there that, like, he gets trapped at the bottom of a gorge, okay? And he's like, how am I going to get out of this one? Strength of the bear! And then he punches handholds in the side of a cliff and climbs that way. It's awesome!
Jeez.
Alright. So I always had, from then on, okay, not always, because it's like 2011, but from then on, I had a sincere attachment to She-Ra, despite only having seen, like, 2 episodes. And so when they were remaking something in the He-Man, like, IP line, and it turns out that we were doing She-Ra instead of He-Man, I'm like, this is gonna be fucking great. A modern take on She-Ra, and they chose they're back the right horse on this one. They picked the interesting character.
See, your optimism for remakes is astounding to me.
Not all remakes, but like when the last He-Man show, I remember it being very good, and it got axed before its time. This is definitely a level from Sunshine. This is just a Sunshine level. Yep, this is a Sunshine level, all right. Alright, so if the old He-Man show had been made even 5 years later, it would have been made during, like, an action animation renaissance. Like, it would have been contemporary then with Teen Titans, which everybody loves. It would have been contemporary with Justice League Unlimited, which everyone loves. And there were still DCAU stuff being published at the time, but it's not like it became exactly, because people don't take Superman seriously for some reason.
Well, because everyone thinks he's, the Boy Scout.
Because nobody knows shit about Superman.
Yeah, but we've gone over this a long time ago.
I feel patronized by Mario Galaxy 2 that they gave me the cloud power.
But now you don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely
Okay,
understand.
so that show should have been massively successful, and it should be beloved, and it should have run for 20 seasons. Or 10, at least. But it aired too early. Because it was actually contemporary with, like, the Powerpuff Girls, which is another should have been beloved show that a lot of people forget. People, to my mind at least, mostly remember Powerpuff Girls for that, no, that's not fair. Actually, people do remember Powerpuff
Yeah,
Girls.
I was just about to say, what are you talking about?
Because I remember there was a huge outcry when the Powerpuff Girls reboot was... Reboot? Whatever. The not Powerpuff Girls was released.
What was that?
You don't remember the not Powerpuff Girls?
No.
So, they didn't include Craig McCracken, creator of Powerpuff Girls. He's married to Lauren Faust.
Yeah, you've told me quite a few times now.
Yeah, there's other things that I've told you quite a few times that you just never remember, so I never know which is which.
But I do tell you that, hey, I remember this.
Okay, so he was married to Lauren Faust, still is. There we go. And he's the creator of Powerpuff Girls, and they just never asked for him back for this project, which is so bizarre. They didn't approach the original voice actors to see if they wanted to reprise their roles. Didn't even ask them. And they made a bunch of weird choices, like they included one of the animators' fan characters from forums back in the day, and included an author insert character so that he could romance Blossom.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah. And Blossom's in kindergarten. All the Powerpuff Girls are in kindergarten.
Yes, they are.
It's like, fuck, man.
Alright, but you're still talking about She-Ra.
Okay. So, other than that, the She-Ra reboot actually looked good. And so, I booted it up on Netflix after finishing Luke Cage. And, wonder of wonders, it is good. It is, like, I'm only like 4 episodes into it, but it is as good as I wanted it to be.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we should watch it.
I'll get around to it. Since I don't really have any particular connection to She-Ra, I never really actually intended on watching it.
Mm-hmm. It was just a toy vehicle at the time, up until fairly recently, so I totally understand that. And a lot of the names are fucking stupid.
It's not just that it was a toy vehicle, it's just I had nothing to do with it as a kid. I don't have any, like, I only know it as, hey, this thing existed, like, before I was born, and people have thoughts on it. That's it. Like, I didn't watch it on late night TV or anything. It's just like, huh, okay.
So they're gonna keep making us go back and get more of these bonus stars in order to continue, and I feel like at some point they're gonna want us to have completed everything. And that will be the time where we stop, because I'm not doing the trash cleanups.
Yeah, no. Definitely no.
I'll do these prankster comments.
Depending.
Yeah, alright. Next time in the Arts Place.
Right.